Now, Good Morning Northwest, major decisions coming today that could affect you, from free speech to student loan forgiveness, what we're expecting from the U.S. Supreme Court.
And we are tracking very warm conditions as we move into this weekend, along with sunny skies. We'll be going over all of this coming up.
And a controversial decision in a North Idaho school district. The issues surrounding the hiring of the West Bonner superintendent, including circumstances surrounding his hiring and what's in his contract. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for being with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Thursday, June the 29th. We're going to get straight to Emily Bloom in for Mark Peterson with a look at that first alert forecast, and going to be reaching near 90, right?
Yep. Good morning to those of you at home. Temperatures right now, though, in those low to mid 60s, 63 in Spokane and 64 in Coeur d'Alene. And taking a live look out, you can see that's a glimpse at just how beautiful it's going to be today. Here over the next couple of hours, we'll be warming up pretty nicely as well. Upper 60s at 8 and upper 70s by 10 a.m. And you can see not too many clouds in the forecast. It is going to be beautiful out there. All of the active weather from yesterday has moved out, and we are settling into what's going to be a very consistent pattern through the middle of next week. Temps across the region today, this is our high temps, where we're going to be by about 4 p.m. Upper 80s and low to mid 90s, 96 in both Moses Lake and Grand Coulee, 90 for those of you in the Bonners Ferry area. 4 things to know: warmer and drier. We're going to have temps consistently through the upper 80s and low 90s. We do have a hot and sunny 4th of July in the forecast. We do have fire and smoke concerns to talk about as well. This is really the only blip on the radar that we have, this fire weather watch that's going to be in place through central Washington. This is on Saturday, all day Saturday, particularly because of dry conditions and gusty winds, which means any new or existing fires could spread rapidly. Also very important to keep in mind as we are moving into the 4th of July. This is not a time to be using your own fireworks. The 4-day forecast, you can see 91 on Saturday, 88 on Sunday. This is particularly in the Spokane area. And that's a glimpse at what you can expect through the middle of next week. So for those of you who are enjoying an extended 4th of July holiday, it's going to be nice.
And new from the Breaking Now desk, we're taking a live look at the Supreme Court building, where some major rulings are due as soon as today. The Supreme Court is expected to hand down a new round of opinions this morning. One of them involves student loan debt relief. The Supreme Court will determine whether President Joe Biden's student loan debt plan is constitutional. The plan would forgive up to $20,000 in debt. Republican-led states and conservatives challenging the program say it amounts to an unlawful attempt to erase an estimated $430 billion of federal student loan debt under the guise of the pandemic. Another decision from the court could affect higher education. The justices could put an end to affirmative action programs at issue, programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina that the schools say help them to achieve diversity on campus.
Colleges and universities continue to use race as one factor among many when they admit students. That's been the law of the land for more than 40 years. The Supreme Court has appeared ready to roll that back.
The justices could also decide a case involving anti-discrimination laws. At issue, can businesses refuse to serve LGBTQ+ people because of free speech? At the center of this case, graphic designer Lori Smith, who seeks to expand her business creating custom websites to celebrate weddings, but does not want to work with gay couples out of religious objections to same-sex marriage. And we could also see a ruling about religious accommodations at work after a man sued the U.S. Postal Service over being forced to work on Sundays. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thank you. In North Idaho, the West Bonner School Board has officially appointed Brandon Durst as its new superintendent.
The decision had one board member in tears and some parents deciding to move. Durst replaces interim superintendent Susie Lucky. According to his contract, Durst will be paid $110,000 a year with $2,500 in travel paid for by the district. It also gives him an automatic renewal for a second year and allows his wife to be covered under the district's insurance. Trustee Carlin Barton was one of 2 people on a committee to negotiate Durst's contract.
See now that no matter what was negotiated, it would have been changed to best fit the new direction or agenda of our leaders. I'm here to continue to fight for our community as a whole, for what is good and right against evil and hidden agendas.
For Whitney Hutchins, who has grown up in Priest River, it's a combination of Durst's appointment and the district's levy failing that is causing her to move her family.
Close on the house on Sunday, so yeah, and that this district and what was happening was, I would say, 98% of the reason that we're leaving.
Because Durst does not meet all requirements of being a superintendent, the school board, also in a 3-2 vote, declared a state of emergency for the Idaho School Board of Education to grant him a 1-year provisional certificate. Now, Luckey also did not meet qualifications, but was granted a certificate to serve as interim superintendent.
Also discussed at that meeting the limited budget the West Bonner School District is dealing with since the levy supporting school funding failed. The business manager presented a proposed budget where sports and extracurricular activities were cut by 75% from last year. Also, the district is still short in paying its school resource officer for next year. The West Bonner School Board has not yet approved a budget.
The U.S. Coast Guard says presumed human remains have been recovered from the wreck of the Titan submersible that imploded, killing the 5 people on board. There will be a formal analysis of the remains as they sift through the debris collected from the ocean floor that returned to a Canadian port yesterday. All the debris will be turned over to investigators in the U.S. and Canada to try to figure out what caused the implosion. And breaking news out of France this morning, where the shooting death of a 17-year-old by a police officer during a traffic stop has sparked nationwide outrage and 2 nights of violent protests, including a primary school being burned to the ground. Today, a prosecutor said the police officer acted illegally, saying the legal conditions of using the weapon had not been met. The officer has been put under provisional detention for voluntary homicide.
There's a new memorial to honor a fallen Washington State Patrol trooper who died in the line of duty. It's located in Spokane Valley at the intersection of Sprague and Barker, south of I-90. That's where Patrolman John Wright was killed on June 28th of 1953. He was talking to a driver he had pulled over when he was hit by a speeding car. Spokane's Fallen Officers Memorial Project held a wreath-laying ceremony under the new sign placed at the intersection where Wright was killed to remember his years of service to the Spokane Valley community. A Spokane I-90 on-ramp will be closed for this morning's commute. Crews are paving the eastbound Broadway Avenue on-ramp until noon today. The Department of Transportation recommends you head a little bit further east and use that Mullen on-ramp instead.
Yeah, Broadway's been under construction for quite a bit.
All right. Good morning, Northwest time now 6:07.
I want to get you back over to Emily Bloom, who is filling in for Mark with our forecast. And whoo, toasty today.
Yeah, today is going to be the first of what's going to be many beautiful days ahead in the forecast. All the active weather has moved out, and we are left with sunny skies and warm temperatures. We'll be taking a closer look at what to expect for the 4th of July coming up.
And we're talking about the fireworks ban that's been in place in the Spokane region for 31 years. We'll be chatting with the Spokane Fire Department and Spokane Valley Fire Department about the dangers and costliness of violating that ban.
And homeless veterans up next, the multi-billion-dollar plan to fight an epidemic.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Hi, my name is Megan and I'm the Education Coordinator for Wastewater and Stormwater. Today we're going to be talking about dog poop. You might be thinking it's like fertilizer, but it's not. It's actually bad for our waterways and can contain bacteria like E. coli, and that's obviously a health hazard. So pick up after your pet to keep us all healthy and safe. To learn more about stormwater tips and city projects that are protecting our river, go to SpokaneStormwater.org.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon, a 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive new Subaru models with 3.9% financing at AutoNation Subaru today.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's smart.
I really want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't have another bad day.
I really hope we don't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call SWAP. I gotta call SWAP.
Here you go.
That's it? I'm calling them.
You forgot your check.
Craig Swap & Associates is on your side. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
The 4 News Now First Alert Weather app. Download or update it today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's due on Good Morning Northwest. Today, President Biden is announcing more than $3 billion in funding to prevent and reduce homelessness among veterans.
The largest of the programs, $3.1 billion to support efforts to quickly rehouse homeless Americans, which includes funding for rental assistance, supportive services, technology, and data sharing. Other programs include funding for legal services, job searches, and training for VA medical centers and public housing agencies so they can rehouse veterans faster. While today's actions focus primarily on veterans, the administration hopes the progress will improve efforts to tackle the issue for all Americans.
In Myanmar, 10 people died and a dozen others were injured in an airstrike by the military junta's campaign to maintain control of the country. It seized power in a coup in 2021. During the airstrike, 3 bombs dropped on a monastery killed 3 women and 7 men. One villager described trying to run for cover with her 5 siblings, all of whom were killed in the strikes. The attack also destroyed several homes nearby.
More than 120 million Americans won't be breathing easy today. Dangerous air qualities caused by major Canadian wildfires remain for residents from Des Moines, Iowa to Washington, D.C. According to IQ Air, as of last night, Chicago and Detroit had the worst air conditions worldwide. Other cities also suffering from those hazy skies: Indianapolis, Minneapolis, and Pittsburgh. Numerous events from Minnesota to Pennsylvania had to be canceled as a result of those wildfires.
And we are settling into a pretty nice weather pattern that is going to carry us through the middle of next week. We are talking upper 80s and lower 90s in terms of our temperatures and sunny skies.
Well, there's a carnival coming to town tomorrow. Spokane Neighborhood Action Partners, or SNAP, will be hosting a free resource carnival in Mission Park. The event starts at 11 a.m. and runs until 3. There will be activities for the whole family. Parents can get help applying for community resources like Washington's Working Families Tax Credit, which could help families receive $1,200. Kids can enjoy face painting, carnival games, food trucks, and cotton candy. You can find more information on SNAP's Resource Carnival on our website at KXLY.com. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:13.
We are in the midst of a weather streak, sunny and hot. Emily Bloom has the full forecast just ahead.
And it is peak time for fireworks, but do you know all the rules about setting them off locally? You probably just shouldn't do it. Destiny Richards is educating us all after the break.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
I need a shortcut. I need to make dinner in 15 minutes.
A 15-minute lasagna.
Oh, it's so perfect!
Plus a statement salad.
Look how good that looks, man.
Mixed Rachel.
Watch Rachel today at 3 and 4 News Now at 5.
We all have causes near and dear to our hearts. That's why at Horizon Credit Union, we are dedicated to giving back supporting local charities, expressing our not-for-profit values, investing in you and our community. Because your path is our purpose, and together we make a positive impact. Discover the difference. Horizon! Open your account today. Visit hzcu.org/discover.
It's here. The Epson Tour Road to the LPGA, August 21st through the 27th. Presented by Circling Raven Golf Club at 4 News Now. Circling Raven Golf Club has once again been chosen to host this women's professional golf tournament, August 21st through the 27th. More than 150 pros from 30 countries will compete for shares of the $200,000 purse. Come see the game's rising stars. The Epson Tour Road to the LPGA, presented by Circling Raven Golf Club and 4 News Now.
What if you had to choose between fixing the roof over your head and putting food on the table? What if that leak led to mold growing in your home? What if that meant you could not focus on finding a new job, or your children could no longer focus on learning? What if you no longer had a safe place to call home? Help Rebuilding Together make emergency repairs for our neighbors who have lost jobs and have to make those difficult choices. Text REBUILD to 484848.
The Spokane County SWAT Team. They're being deployed more often, on average once a week. 4 News Now wanted to know why, and how does new technology help them protect you? Aaron Luna reports. Tonight only on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Wills Swap Meet, July 7th through the 9th.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. 4th of July weekend is almost here, and our regional fire departments want to remind you that the sale and use of fireworks is illegal.
The ban on fireworks has been in place for 31 years in our region. Destiny Richards is live this morning with how the ban is keeping our area safe.
Yeah, there's not only a fire risk that comes with using fireworks, but also an injury risk, which is why you should leave it to the professionals. And we're talking with Jamie McIntyre this morning, Spokane Fire Department. Tell us a little bit about that 31-year ban and just it counts for most of Spokane County.
Yeah, the ban was put in place 31 years ago. It was really a collaboration with area fire departments and fire experts to help make our community safer for the firefighters as well as our community members, reducing wildfires, reducing fireworks-caused fires, and injuries in the community.
Yeah, and we were talking about the fines that incur from that as well, so that's also a big reason it's dangerous and also costly. And this morning we have a little demonstration of just how hot sparklers can get, because it's not just one type of firework that's dangerous.
Yeah, sparklers tend to be common for people to think that little kids are okay for them to use them, but they don't really realize how hot they are. So this is a great visual that shows water boils at 212 degrees. We bake a cake at 350 degrees. Wood burns at 575, glass melts 900 degrees, and then we have sparklers are at 1200 degrees. So when you think about it, it's hot enough it's hotter than melting glass, so it's something that can really be incredibly dangerous for an injury as well as the fire risk.
Mm-hmm. And then some things that we've been suggesting is, go to a professional fireworks show, but also if you have small kids and you're taking them to that show, give them some glow sticks, some bubbles, some tasteful hats.
There are great ways that are alternatives to celebrate. Maybe you do a barbecue with your family or your loved ones. Just find different ways to celebrate that you can still have the festivities of the celebration.
Absolutely. And we're also talking to Spokane Valley Fire Department this morning. They have seen the injuries that happen firsthand with using fireworks. I'm just going to put that on top of my head. But also, if you're having a celebration with your family, you're going out onto the lakes, the rivers, there's a lot to know about 4th of July weekend safety, so we'll touch on all of that coming up later this hour. I'll send it back to you guys in studio for now.
I'm a big fan of the glow sticks myself. Love them.
All right, well, we'll see if that hat can stay on Destiny's head for a while longer, too. Take another look outside here on your Thursday morning. Yeah, the sun is out, as we mentioned a little while ago. You do see a little bit of that haze, though, hanging above the city.
It is hanging around. And also hanging around, we do have a fire weather watch. What does that mean?
It's doubling down on Destiny's message, essentially. We're going to have dry conditions. We're going to have gusty winds. What that means is that if there's any new or existing fires, that they could spread rapidly. So we really want to make sure that we are being careful all days, but especially on Saturday and through central Washington. Here are the areas in beige. So particularly heading into that 4th of July holiday, not the time to be taking any kind of risks with the fireworks. Warmer and drier is one of our 4 things to know. We have temperatures that are going to be in the upper 80s and lower 90s, a hot and sunny 4th of July, and then, yes, that fire and smoke concern that we just went over. Forecast, we've got an area of high pressure in place dominating the region. That is why we've got the warm temperatures and the sunny skies. But as we move into Saturday, you're going to notice these pressure gradients coming closer together, that is what is going to lead to the gusty conditions basically all across the region. We're going to have windy conditions and then gusts up to about 20 or 25 miles per hour this weekend. For right now, we're going to be warming up nicely here over the next several hours. By 11 a.m., we're up to 80 degrees and 86 by 7 p.m. or 89 rather at 3 p.m. Our high for the day. Many areas getting into the upper 80s and a few areas into the low to even the mid 90s. 96 for both Moses Lake and Grand Coulee. 85 will be the high for those of you in the Kellogg area, and 88 in Pullman. Now, if this seems too hot for you, Derek just told me that it's 116 in Palm Springs, so a little bit of perspective there for you. In the overnight hours, we are down to 60 degrees with those clear skies, and across the region, very much the same story. 56 in Colville, 66 in Lewiston. A little bit all across the board in terms of those mid-50s, mid-60s. Temperature trend is showing what we've got ahead of us. Temps are going to be above the seasonal average for this time of year into those upper 80s and the lower 90s. And that planning forecast, there's your 4th of July forecast on Tuesday right now, looking at 92 degrees, sunny skies. So if you're planning to be by a pool, if you're lucky enough rather to be by a pool or any of our surrounding lakes, it's going to be nice.
Okay. And if you're golfing, get out early, we recommend.
And have lots of water with you. It is now just about 6:22. 3 Spokane Chiefs are expected to be taken on day 2 of the NHL draft today. We'll tell you who.
And the Mariners didn't get much going on offense in another loss to the Nationals. Why? It's not time to push the panic button just yet. That's next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
This week, Walker's Furniture is combining their anniversary sale with their 4th of July sale for double the discounts. Where the more you spend, the more you save, up to $760 off. Or you can take advantage of special 5 years no-interest financing with no money down.
So you can get that new living room furniture or stylish bedroom set you've been wanting and pay for it later.
Making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less.
During the 43rd 4th of July sale at Walker's.
What images come to mind when you hear the phrase long-term care? It comes in many forms, whether it's assisted living, home health care, chores, or just providing transportation for appointments. AARP and BECU are here to help. For tips, tools, and resources, visit this website.
I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Electric.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1.
Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Julian Minenso. The frustration continues to grow for the Seattle Mariners, but it's not time to hit the panic button just yet. The Mariners entered Wednesday with 38 wins and 40 losses. Now, at this time last year, the Mariners had 37 wins and 41 losses and ended up making the playoffs. Seattle is actually, record-wise, doing a lot better this year. They didn't do so well against the Washington Nationals, however, in the series finale on Wednesday. Seattle lost the game 4-1. Mariners pitcher Logan Gilbert gave up 3 runs in the first inning, and Seattle couldn't climb back. Seattle has a tough road ahead. They'll take on the best team in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays, for a 3-game series starting Friday. And check this out. New York Yankees pitcher Domingo Germán threw the 24th perfect game in baseball history against the Oakland A's on Wednesday. A perfect game, for those who don't know, is when a pitcher doesn't allow anyone to get on base the entire game. Germán is the first Dominican-born player to throw a perfect game. It's the first perfect game since 2012 when Felix Hernandez threw one for the Seattle Mariners. The NHL draft continues today. A trio of Spokane Chiefs are looking to be selected. The first is defenseman Sage Weinstein. Weinstein is ranked 132nd out of North American skaters. Now, forward Tommaso DeLuca is also looking to get drafted. DeLuca was second on the Chiefs with 33 assists last season. Goaltender Cooper Michaluk is also looking to get drafted from the Chiefs and take the next step in his pro career. Michaluk played in 37 games for Spokane last season. He is ranked 23rd among North American goalies. And that'll wrap us up for Morning Sports.
It is now 6:26.
All right, before we head into the break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America, starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, news pop star Madonna is postponing her Celebration World Tour after a serious bacterial infection landed her in the ICU for several days. Her manager writing on Instagram, the 64-year-old fell ill from the infection 5 days ago on Saturday. A source tells ABC News Madonna is now out of the ICU. Her manager writing, while her health is improving, she remains under medical care, but a full recovery is expected.
Bacterial infections can become dangerous quickly, and if not treated, they can lead to increased risk of complications and even death.
This health scare comes only weeks away from what was supposed to be the opening show of Madonna's 12th tour. And coming up at 7 a.m., what we know about what happened, what her manager is revealing, and how the 64-year-old singer is doing now. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Asthma isn't pretty. It's the moment when you realize that a good day is about to become a bad one. But then I remembered that the world is so much bigger than that with Trelegy, because 1 dose a day helps keep my asthma symptoms under control. And with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy helps improve lung function so I can breathe easier for a full 24 hours.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy contains a medicine that increases risk of hospitalizations and death from asthma problems when used alone. When this medicine is used with an inhaled corticosteroid, like in Trelegy, there is not a significant increased risk of these events. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase risk of thrush and infections. Get emergency care for serious allergic reactions. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for asthma, because breathing should be beautiful.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
My parents started their first dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and work hard to help this great community we call home.
Now,
3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Subaru dealerships, and we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Because we're looking forward to being your local family Subaru dealer for generations to come.
Alabama, Roll On North America Tour, presented by Kenworth. July 6th, Spokane Arena. With very special guest, the Marshall Tucker Band. Alabama, live. All your favorite songs from the greatest country band of all time. On sale now at ticketswest.com. Produced by Outback Presents.
Your celebrity relative is Tom Hanks.
If you thought last week was a shocker,
I didn't even get to do any challenges!
prepare to be electrified.
I think he's related to Janet Jackson, Gal Gadot.
Monday, who will master the ultimate game of deception?
You betrayed me week 2.
That's just what happens when you come for people for no reason.
New Claim to Fame. Monday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu. From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now story tracker with the stories people are reading about online this morning.
Yeah, maybe a sign of things to come, as New Zealand just became the first country to ban the thin plastic bags used for fruits and vegetables in supermarkets. It's part of a wider ban in the country that also extends to plastic straws and silverware. The campaign to ban all single-use plastics in the country began in 2019 with a ban on plastic shopping bags.
The chairman of the Bonner County Commissioner sat down with us to discuss the decision to ban public comments at business meetings.
They have used that as an opportunity to turn it into a circus.
Commissioner Stephen Bradshaw said the action was a long time coming due to unruly behavior during meetings. His fellow commissioner, Asia Williams, strongly disagreed with that decision. To watch our complete interview with Commissioner Bradshaw and hear Commissioner Williams' feelings on the issue, find that story on KXLY.com.
Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It's Thursday, June 29th. Glad you're with us. Let's check in with Emily Bloom in for Mark and your first alert forecast.
Well, the active weather from the past couple of days has moved out, and we are left with beautiful conditions in the wake of that. Live look, you can see the sunshine through Coeur d'Alene and Spokane. Those temperatures in the lower to mid 60s. We'll be warming up throughout the day. 8 a.m. we're into the upper 60s. 10 a.m. we're into the upper 70s, and we're not going to have much cloud cover out there. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Calm winds right along with all of that. High temperatures across the region into the upper 80s and low to mid 90s. 87 for those of you in Sandpoint, 92 for those of you in the Ritzville area. We do have a fire weather watch. This is in place through central Washington on Saturday. This is because of gusty winds and very dry conditions. What that means, any new or existing fires could spread rapidly. So definitely something to keep in mind and be vigilant for as we head into the 4th of July. And for your 4-day forecast, you can see these very consistent weather conditions. Upper temperatures, upper 80s, lower 90s, and sunshine. This is what you're going to see through Wednesday of next week.
A plan to address homelessness is now in the hands of city and county leaders in our community.
The Spokane Regional Collaborative has been working to organize recommendations over the last 90 days. The plan essentially connects the dots between services and programs. It addresses homelessness, health, safety, and housing. The group recommends moving the shelter system into a triage model, prioritizing those most in need. Funding for the plan would come from 3 resources: federal, state, and local tax dollars. This group will have a governing board that will include 5 elected leaders and 8 non-elected ones. The board will consist of people from a variety of areas, from mental health to the business community. In those recommendations is a bold plan to reduce homelessness by 40% over the next 2 years.
To set goals and you got to deliver on them, and sometimes the best thing you can do is set a really aggressive goal that that given the facts and knowledge that we have, we know we can meet that, but it's going to really take a lot of energy and everybody coming together.
Now that the group has handed over the recommendations, city and county leaders have to agree and sign off on it.
And new from the Breaking Now desk, today begins peak travel for the 4th of July, with nearly 3 million passengers expected to pass through airports on Friday. For drivers, according to AAA, nearly 44 million people are expected to hit the roads this weekend. Here's what you need to know before you go. The quietest days for drivers are expected to be July 2nd and July 3rd, according to transportation analytics company INRIX. If you're headed for the highway tomorrow, the worst time to drive is expected to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you're driving home on Wednesday, July 5th, the worst traffic may hit from 3 to 6 p.m. For air travelers, today and tomorrow are expected to be the busiest travel days, according to Hopper. And some of those busiest days will vary depending on the airline that you're traveling with. American Airlines says it expects to fly nearly 3 million people from June 30th to July 4th, with July 2nd as its busiest day. United Airlines says it's planning to carry nearly 5 million people from June 30th to July 9th, with June 30th as its busiest day. And as millions are preparing to head out for the weekend, many air passengers, across the U.S. are facing more delays and cancellations. A live look at FlightAware this morning shows that right now across the U.S., over 14,000 flights have been delayed and nearly 1,000 have been canceled. Days of severe weather have been grounding flights, causing a ripple effect and clogging the system, leaving countless passengers defeated. The FAA faults Mother Nature, though some airlines blame the FAA as it faces a shortage of air traffic controllers. And the U.S. Travel Association is now urging Congress to prioritize FAA funding to hire more air traffic staff. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
We're just 5 days away from celebrating Independence Day. As cost of food and gas continue climbing, people are reconsidering their spending on fireworks on the 4th of July celebration this year. Janie Cook came to a local fireworks stand in Post Falls to celebrate the holiday with her family. Rising fireworks costs are not helping with an already tight budget.
With food and everything, but you know, this is one time a year and it's a lot of fun. So
fireworks vendors say while prices are higher, people just keep coming back. The Spokane Parks Department says rising fireworks prices are financially impacting local fireworks shows. Compared to spending in 2022, the city is expected to pay $5,000 more on a fireworks show at Riverfront Park this year.
In news around the world this morning, Russia is working to reassert President Vladimir Putin's authority in the wake of the Wagner mercenary insurrection. The Kremlin has planned events designed to show the unity of the state and military under Putin's leadership. Russia's Federal Security Service apparently learned of the Wagner plot 2 days before it was set to start, forcing Chief Yevgeny Prigozhin to change his plans and launch a march to Moscow.
President Joe Biden is now one of the millions of Americans who use a CPAP machine at night to help sleep apnea. 25 million adults in the U.S. have sleep apnea, which can cause people to stop breathing during sleep for 10 seconds or more at a time. With treatment, breathing returns to normal and deep sleep can be achieved. Deep sleep is considered to be vitally important for immune function and potentially even reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease.
Well, they say music is personal, and that couldn't be more true for Jacob Dorfman's patients. The Philadelphia music therapist and community arts coordinator is using music to bring good memories back to the seniors he sees. But Dorfman adds a beat. A heartbeat. He records a person's pulse and then blends it into a favorite song to help stir up recollections. He says even though his patients are older, they still have a lot more to give.
I wish we could have heard some of that.
I would like to, hear some of that for sure.
All right, it is now 6:37.
All right, let's send things back over to Emily Bloom. And like you've been saying, rinse and repeat is going to be the cycle these next week or so.
A little bit of a monotonous weather pattern. Going to be the same thing. Upper 80s, lower 90s, and sunny skies. Hey, it could be worse, right?
Sure could.
Definitely going to be nice conditions for those of you who are celebrating. All of us will probably be celebrating for the 4th of July next week.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
It's the biggest trade-in event in America this week at all 3 Cal locations.
This is your chance to trade in anything. Boats, snowmobiles, motorbikes, trailers. Whether it runs or not, we're cleaning up America.
Making it the perfect time to upgrade your old ride to something better. Plus, delaying all payments until September 1st. With top dollar offered for all trade-ins during Cal's 4th of July Great Trade-In event.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Tuesday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Free admission, free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
People who come to the Inland Northwest rave about its beauty.
For those of us who live and work here, we couldn't agree more. From its iconic history
To a ton of new beginnings. We have farm-to-table roots and access to nature right out our back door.
And as a community member, BECU wants to honor those who work together to make life better for our region.
Join us for the premier food and drink celebration, Crave, at the Spokane Valley Center Place, July 13th through the 15th. Proudly sponsored by BECU.
I felt like nobody wanted me. I was just felt like my life was already over.
I had nightmares every single day at my birth mom's house. It was just really scary for me living there.
My biggest fear was that I was gonna age out and not know how to be sufficient on my own.
At a certain age, like, they don't want you, you're troubled and stuff. But, like, inside I knew, like, I'm not a troubled kid. I know what I'm meant for, like, why I'm here.
I was scared, I was lost, and I felt hopeless. Even if I wanted to be adopted, who would adopt a 17-year-old?
He deserves to feel happy, to feel loved, and I just wish I had gotten him sooner.
Welcome back. Opioid medications are the most prescribed treatments worldwide for treating lower back pain, but a new study has found they might not work.
Well, the study looked at 310 people who sought help for neck or lower back pain in Sydney, Australia between 2016 and 2022. Participants were divided into two groups and treated for 6 weeks. One got placebo, the other 20 micrograms of oxycodone per day. The study found opioids were not any more helpful than the placebo in their effects on back and neck pain. Researchers also found opioids appear to cause harm even after short-term use. The opioid group had worse mental health scores and more reports of nausea, dizziness, and constipation compared to the placebo group. The study was published yesterday in the journal The Lancet.
Doctors are questioning a study that suggests a link between hormone replacement therapy and dementia. The study found women in their 50s who used estrogen and progestin hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, for menopause had an increased risk of dementia within 20 years. But experts say the study is not able to draw a direct connection to later life dementia and that the overall benefits of HRT outweigh the risks. Doctors say women who have hot flashes, mood changes, or sleep issues, all of which affect cognition, are more likely to seek out and use HRT, meaning they may already have higher risk factors for dementia.
And your 10-second takeaway. Active weather has moved out, and we are left with beautiful conditions in the temps in the upper 80s and lower 90s and sunny skies.
Even rescuers need assistance sometimes. Clifton, New Jersey firefighters were dispatched to help a contract worker who reportedly fell into the rushing waters of the Passaic River. But the fireboat flipped, stranding two. So state police dispatched a helicopter and carefully rescued the firefighters, beating both winds from the chopper and a strong current.
Wow.
It is now what time is it? 6:42.
There you go. Destiny Richards is live with some fireworks safety tips for us.
Yeah, we are talking to the Spokane Valley Fire Department next about how to properly dispose of fireworks and also some other safety tips for your 4th of July weekend.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I got a call swap.
You forgot your check.
We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Kootenai Humane Society is now Companions Animal Center. We invite you to our fundraising event at the exclusive Hagedon Gardens at Casco Bay. Enjoy a boat ride there and back, cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. Funds raised will go toward our new center for homeless animals.
Hi, I'm Gabby Lemieux, inviting you to join me for the Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA at the beautiful Circling Raven Golf Club. The tour's mission is to prepare the world's best female professional golfers for a successful career in the LPGA.
Circling Raven Golf Club has once again been chosen to host this women's professional golf tournament August 21st through the 27th. More than 150 pros from over 30 countries will compete for shares of the $200,000 purse.
The Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA, brought to you by Circling Raven Golf Club and 4 News Now. I'll see you right here.
At Horizon Credit Union, we believe your dreams and the path that fulfills them are what makes life special. It's about the freedom to spend time making memories. It's the convenience of easy banking, so you can hit the road with confidence. It's the perfect little moments you cherish forever. No matter where you are, we can help you get there. Come see us today in branch, online, or anywhere on your path.
How far would you go?
I want to prank my best friend Lewis.
My husband.
My roommate.
For the ultimate payback.
That's a yes. Revenge.
X gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Johnny Knoxville, Eric Andre, and Gabourey Sidibe are The Prank Panel. Premieres July 9th on ABC.
Chewelah Casino is now Missisquoi Casino Hotel.
It's now 6:45. This 4th of July, leave the fireworks to the professionals. Our regional fire departments want to remind you that the sale and use of fireworks is illegal.
That includes things like sparklers, bottle rockets, and other types of highly flammable fireworks. Destiny Richards is live with what you need to know about the fireworks ban. It's nothing new in this area.
That's right. It's been in place for 31 years. And if you're new to the area, maybe you have fireworks and didn't know that they were illegal and you need to get them out of the hands of your kids. You need to throw them away. We're talking with R.W. Pega, who is a paramedic and firefighter with the Spokane Valley Fire Department. There's a proper way to throw them away. You don't just throw them in the trash.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't just throw them in the trash, but it's a really simple method here that we're going to show you on how to properly dispose of and make safe any old fireworks you have in the house. We're going to grab any of our fireworks, regardless of size. We're going to get a big bucket of water, and we're just going to go ahead and submerge them in the water. Keeping in mind that though these small ones, you might be able to get them saturated and wet within 15 to 30 minutes. Some of these big ones are going to take all night, and so we just recommend you just leave all your fireworks in there overnight. Next morning, wrap them up in a plastic bag, and we're actually going to take them out to the incinerator plant. There's an area called the Household Hazardous Material Area, and free of charge, they'll dispose of them from there. But so submerge them in water, wrap them up in a plastic bag, take them to the incinerator plant. They can take care of it.
All right. Sounds good. Good things to know. And then obviously people are going to be recreating different ways over the 4th of July weekend. You have some safety tips to share with us about being on the water, being outside.
Absolutely. Listen, we want you to have a great 4th of July. We want it to be a good experience, but let's be safe. First thing on here, 3 tips to be safe during the 4th of July time period is, hey, if you're going to be near the water, you got to wear a life jacket. Please, it's just not worth taking the risk of getting overtaken in the river or in the lake or anything like that. Please be safe for you and your family. Wear your life jacket. Number 2, throw on some sunscreen. Protect yourself from the sun and have a great time. And then lastly, is you got to stay hydrated. Beer does not count. Okay, water is what is the key. We need you to stay hydrated. It's a little crude, but a great method to determine if you're actually hydrated is your urine color. If your urine is light or light yellow or kind of clear, you're doing great. You're hydrated. Keep it up. If it starts to turn yellow in any form, it means you're dehydrated and you need to start drinking water.
All right. If it's the color of beer, then you're dehydrated.
Yes, you are.
You can go to our website, KXY.com, for everything you need to know for the 4th of July weekend to keep safe. I'll send it back to you guys.
Didn't expect us to talk about urine when we were discussing firework safety this morning, but important stuff nonetheless.
Indeed. Here is a live look. As you can see, there are some cloudy skies out there, but all in all, we're going to see sunshine and hot temps.
Yes, as we get further into the day, we're going to be warming up very nicely, and just doubling down on what Destiny just told us in terms of not using fireworks this weekend leading into the 4th of July. Very important. You want to be very vigilant, particularly through central Washington all day on Saturday. This is because we are going to have dry conditions and very gusty winds as well, which means that any new or existing fires could spread rapidly. So what we've got going on, area of high pressure off the west coast of the U.S., and that is why we have these warm temperatures and sunny skies. You're going to notice as we get into Saturday, though, gusty winds is what we are going to be anticipating. So again, just want to make sure that you are being very careful leading into the weekend. High temperatures today going to be in the upper 80s and lower to mid 90s, depending upon where exactly you're at. 88 for those of you in Coeur d'Alene, 92 in Ritzville, 95 in Omak. And in terms of how we get there throughout the day, 11 a.m. we're already up to 80 degrees with clear blue skies. If you have any kind of exercise you want to do outdoors today, probably want to do it in the early morning hours or the evening hours. 89 degrees, we are at we will be at 89 degrees by 3 p.m. that is. 60 will be the overnight low in Spokane and across the region. Mid 50s to mid 60s for where you're going to be when we're waking up on Friday morning. Taking a look at the planning forecast, you can see very consistent here. Upper 80s, lower 90s, and sunshine. We will take a closer look right after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Wills Swap Meet, July 7th through the 9th.
When you download the Fred Meyer app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Fred Meyer app. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
They were at home near Sandpoint when George's wife Sue found him unresponsive and started CPR. Within minutes, he was airlifted to Kootenai Health because George was having a STEMI, the most serious type of heart attack. Fortunately, Kootenai Health is a level 1 STEMI center with state-of-the-art cardiac care. So, just 90 minutes after his heart attack, George woke up with a healed heart and a very happy wife.
This could be you. Just chilling, staying cool this summer. Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Missisquoi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games to earn your entries to win a share of $13,000 cool cash, paddle boards, kayaks, and air conditioners. Missisquoi Casino Hotel, keeping it cool. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, July 29th. Learn more at Missisquoi.com.
You see the look on his face? Hilarious.
I know how you feel. Because I was right here.
My biggest fear was on that.
Always waiting for me.
But I knew I was never alone.
And I would get through it because people care.
So walk right in.
Get back on.
Step right up. And to everyone who sees anyone bullying, don't just watch. Act.
Together, we can put an end to bullying.
You can learn more at disney.com/choose-kindness.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Fred Meyer, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Thursday in the morning sprint.
Today, the Supreme Court is set to rule on affirmative action, student loans, and other things. Sydney Charles has the details.
It's peak time for fireworks, and Destiny Richards is live with some important rules to know ahead of your 4th of July weekend.
But let's get to Emily Bloom first, telling us about a fire weather watch is in effect right now.
Yep, it's going to go into effect on Saturday through central Washington. This is because of dry conditions and right along with that gusty wind. So you want to make sure that you are being very vigilant, particularly heading into the 4th of July weekend. Aside from that, we've got temperatures in the high 80s and lower 90s consistent through the middle of next week with sunny skies.
Breaking news out of France this morning, where the shooting death of a 17-year-old by a police officer during a traffic stop has sparked nationwide outrage and 2 nights of violent protests. including a primary school being burned to the ground. Today, a prosecutor said the police officer acted illegally, saying the legal conditions for using the weapon had not been met. That officer has been put under provisional detention for voluntary homicide.
A plan to address homelessness is now in the hands of city and county leaders in our community. The Spokane Regional Collaborative has been working to organize recommendations over the last 90 days. The plan essentially connects the dots between services and programs. It addresses homelessness, health, safety, and housing. The group recommends moving the shelter system into a triage model, prioritizing those most in need. Now that the group has handed over the recommendations, city and county leaders have to agree and then sign off on it.
In North Idaho, the West Bonner School Board has officially appointed Brandon Durst as its new superintendent. The decision had one board member in tears and some parents deciding to move. Durst replaces interim superintendent Susie Lucky. According to his contract, Durst will be paid $110,000 a year with $2,500 in travel paid for by the district. It also gives him an automatic renewal for a second year and allows his wife to be covered under the district's insurance.
Also discussed at the meeting, the limited budget the West Bonner School District is dealing with since the levy supporting school funding failed. The business manager presented a proposed budget where sports and extracurricular activities were cut by 75% from last year. Also, the district is still short in paying its school resource officer for next year. The West Bonner School Board has not yet approved the budget.
And the Supreme Court is expected to hand down a new round of opinions this morning. One of them involves student loan debt relief. The Supreme Court will determine whether President Joe Biden's student loan debt plan is constitutional. Another decision from the court could affect higher education. The justices could put an end to affirmative action programs, and they could also decide on a case involving anti-discrimination laws. At issue, can businesses refuse to serve LGBTQ+ people because of free speech? And we could also see a ruling about religious accommodations at work after a man sued the U.S. Postal Service over being forced to work on Sundays.
As we head into 4th of July weekend, it's important to remember that the sale and use of amateur consumer fireworks like these are illegal in Spokane, and it's most of Spokane County, the city of Spokane, Spokane Valley, Cheney, Millwood, Liberty Lake, and unincorporated areas of Spokane County where this ban has been in place for 31 years. There are fire risks and injury risks that come with it. You can go to our website, kxly.com, for more information about those risks, the costly fines that come with it, and some alternatives like seeing professional shows in our area.
If you're planning on traveling for the 4th of July, today is the start of peak travel for the holiday, with nearly 3 million passengers expected to pass through airports on Friday. For drivers, according to AAA, nearly 44 million people are expected to hit the roads this weekend. As millions are preparing to head out for the weekend, many air passengers across the U.S. are facing delays and cancellations. Days of severe weather have been grounding flights, causing a ripple effect and clogging the system. The FAA faults Mother Nature, though some airlines blame the FAA as it faces a shortage of air traffic controllers.
There's a carnival coming to town tomorrow. Spokane Neighborhood Action Partners, or SNAP, will be hosting a free resource carnival in Mission Park. The event starts at 11 a.m., runs until 3. There will be activities for the whole family. Parents can get help applying for community resources like Washington's Working Families Tax Credit, which could help families receive up to $1,200. You can find more information on SNAP's Resource Carnival at kxly.com.
And a Spokane I-90 on-ramp will be closed for this morning's commute. Crews are paving the eastbound Broadway Avenue on-ramp until noon. The Department of Transportation recommends using the Mullen Road or Argonne on-ramp instead. We'll be back with the last check of weather right after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
The Spokane County SWAT team, they're being deployed more often, on average once a week. 4 News Now wanted to know why, and how does new technology help them protect you? Aaron Luna reports. Tonight only on 4 News Now at 6.
Okay. Ready. All right. You got it?
I got it.
Oh, easy. Okay, go down. Do it. Go that way. That way.
you're gonna need it for the boxes. You still have to.
And we have got beautiful conditions in our forecast, both today and the days ahead. We are going to get into the upper 80s and lower 90s across the region this afternoon, and that's going to be the same story as we head into this upcoming weekend as well. 4th of July holiday, looking to have the same story. Very monotonous weather pattern that we're settling into, but it's going to be perfect for celebrating the 4th of July and all the festivities that come with it.
Basically, sunny and 90, sunny and 90, sunny and 90, sunny and 90.
And continuing. Oh boy, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We hope you have a great day. And if you can stick around, we'll be back as well.
Yep, that's right. First update coming up in about 23 minutes from right now.